you guys, my name is Sharita. Welcome to my channel.
Cause this book's gonna be a good book.
So as you can see in the title, today I will be discussing my nonfiction November reads for this year's Nonfiction November. If you do not know what Nonfiction November is, it is a challenge, I guess, that is put on by a book. Wait, what's her name? Olive. So this is a challenge put on by Olive. I will link her video below. And I want to say this is maybe like the 4th or 5th year they've done this. I haven't been on BookTube for very long, and last year I attempted it, but that's kind of when I gave up on BookTube, which I do have a video explaining all of that. But I am going to be participating in Nonfiction November this year, and I have my 4 books that I would like to share with you guys. For Nonfiction November, there's always a prompt or prompts that they give you so that you're not limited to just one type of nonfiction reading. All of the prompts are up for interpretation, and however you interpret it, that depends, or that goes how, I don't know what I'm trying to say. So the prompts that were given this year, they were put into pairs. You can do Nonfiction November however you choose to. If you read one nonfiction book, then you have successfully been part of Nonfiction November. The way I'm doing it is out of the 4 groups, which there's 8 words total, I'm taking 1 from each pair. So I'm going to be reading 4 books in November. So the very first prompt is past time or pastime. And I decided to do past time. And the book that I chose for that is Remembering Jim Crow. Now this is a book about African Americans that tell life in the segregated South. So this is a book that is based in the past, and it's basically looking into the eyes of how African Americans lived during segregation. So this is a compilation of firsthand accounts of the Jim Crow era, hence Remembering Jim Crow. And basically what it reads is, men and women from all walks of life tell how their most ordinary activities were subjected to profound and unrelenting racial oppression. Yet Remembering Jim Crow is also a testament to how Black Southerners fought back against the system, raising children, building churches and schools, running businesses, and struggling for respect in a society that denied them the most basic rights. The result is a powerful story of individual and community survival. I think this is an important book to read because of what's going on in today's society. There is a new book called The New Jim Crow, which unfortunately I have yet to read, but I think this would be a good like prequel or preface book to read before reading The New Jim Crow. So I'm very excited to read this. I know it's going to be very stressful and is going to tug on my heart, but I think it's very important to understand what happened in the past so that we do not make those same mistakes. So the next prompt is self and shelf, and I decided to do self. And this is called Blackout, Remembering the Things I Drank to Forget. Now, this book is more about myself because I do drink alcohol quite a lot. And this is a memoir, and basically the book engages universal questions such as where do I belong, what fulfills me, and it's a very engaging book. And like I said, this is about self because I do partake in alcoholic beverages, so I think this is probably something that I can relate to because I've definitely had a lot of nights not remembering. So I just thought this would be a good book to read, coming from somebody who has the same issues that I do. So the next prompt is Wander versus Wonder. And this book, and the book that I chose is Heaven is for Real by Todd Burpo with Lynn Vincent. This story is about a little boy's astounding story of his trip to heaven and back. So I feel like this actually fits both Wander and Wonder. So this is like a wander, like a journey. He took a trip to heaven. And then also like death is a thing that I feel a lot of people wonder about a lot. So this is just a good book for wondering. And apparently what happened is he went through an emergency appendectomy, and then I guess after a couple months he had some problems and he was declared dead. And when he came back, he started telling his parents about his trip to heaven. So I think this is a really good I think this is a really good fit for the Wander and Wonder because it fits both. So yeah, can't wait to read this. And the very last one, it's micro versus macro. And for this, I decided to go the route with like microaggressions. I'm going to read what a microaggression is. A microaggression is a term used for brief and commonplace daily verbal, behavioral, or environmental indignities, whether intentional or unintentional, that communicate hostile, derogatory, or negative, prejudicial slights and insults toward any group. And I know as a Black woman, hair becomes a very touchy subject. You have people who consider natural hair as unkempt or not professional. And when people tell you those things, it is a microaggression, whether they mean it in a bad way or not. Usually they don't. And so the book that I have is called You Can't Touch My Hair by Phoebe Robinson. So basically what it says on the back, what it reads is, being a Black woman in America means contending with old prejudices and fresh absurdities every day. Comedian Phoebe Robinson has experienced her fair share over the years. She's been unceremoniously relegated to the role of the Black friend, as if she is somehow the authority on all things racial. She's been questioned about her love of U2 and Billy Joel. People saying, like, isn't that white people music? And she's been called uppity for having an opinion in the workplace. She's been followed around stores by security guards. And yes, people do ask her whether they can touch her hair all the time. And this also can like fit into the self category for me because as a Black woman, I totally understand. So those are my 4 books for Nonfiction November. I'm super duper excited to read all of those. A couple of these books I've had for a while. A couple of them are brand new. Literally, 2 of them I've had for a long time. 2 of them I just picked up. So I'm very, very excited to read these books. If you guys have read any of these books, let me know. And also, if you plan on doing Nonfiction November, I would love to hear what you guys have to read. And yeah, so I think that is it. Like I said before, I will leave a Book Olives video that kicks off Nonfiction November if you guys wish to participate in it. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. And I love you guys so, so much. Have a positive and love-filled day. Bye.